Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how I get so many Trailblazers, so many Wolfpacks, and kind of the routes I take in order to get synthesized fuel, oil, maybe some um, springs, some chemicals, all that stuff to basically make explosives for these runs. As you can see, I breached that over there. Sometimes it has synthesized fuel in it. I usually go over here in assembly. Usually this stuff is all looted anyway, so I wouldn't even worry about too much of this. I'm going strictly for synthesized fuel. This is another one. If you could just come up here, crouch around, and breach this. This usually has at least 3 synthesized fuel sometimes. This one has 1. Sometimes it has rocket thrusters. If you scrap it in raid, it gives you 1 synthesized fuel. If you scrap it out of raid, it gives you 2. So I'd highly recommend keeping it till out of raid. These are very good because, let's see. We should have a rocket thruster here. There we go. One of those and one of those. See, if you scrap it, 1 in raid, 2 out of raid. So everything's going good so far. We usually hit that. Then we come across here. And we see these don't always have like full breachables, but we take a look. Always take a look up on top of these toolboxes. Sometimes you get oil. So there is a breach under here. It's not here this game, but just keep that in mind that you can get one under there in that exact spot. And it has synthesized fuel a lot of the time. This one, usually, if you come up here, there's usually something here. It doesn't seem like there's one this game, but just keep that in mind that you can breach that at some points if it does spawn in. Same thing with the one next to it. So we're going to come over here. And we are actually... I'm going to avoid that spot down there just because I don't feel like killing that turret and everything. So we're going to come right over here and we are going to go to this little room in Lobby Metro. Sometimes on the tables there's synthesized fuel. Hopefully it wasn't taken, but you know, even if it was, you kind of get the idea. So over here you'll have oil. There you go. You get synthesized fuel right here. You can get some oil. I don't really loot any of these. It doesn't really have much. I mean, especially since this does get looted a lot. So there you go. You grab those. Once I'm done with that, I'll come over here and I'll go up this zip line and I'll go to security checkpoint. A lot of the times on the second floor, there's desks, the similar desk in there, and maybe you get 1 or 2. So I'll come up this zip. Cut across. Always take a look at these little, I don't know, luggage carts. A lot of the times they have stuff. Before we go inside there, I will say I hit these 2 carts a lot. This cart especially, and the one inside here usually have synthesized fuel. Probably more so than other carts. This one doesn't, but a lot of times it does have turbo pump. Quick note on turbo pump. If you scrap it in raid, it'll give you springs. If you scrap it out of raid, it'll give you oil. It won't give you any springs at all. So depending on what resource you need, it's good to keep that in mind, that you can choose. So we come up here. Hit the little vault up here. What the? We can't hit it. There we go. Come up top, hit this little room, take a little peek. Hopefully someone hasn't rinsed it. And boom, synthesized fuel. Sometimes there's one on that table. Good to keep an eye on both of them. Also, too, over here, it's good to keep in mind there is sometimes those little bags that has loot. The little black duffel bags. You have one right here, and then sometimes you have one right here, one right there, a couple. And then sometimes even on these ledges you can see some, and a lot of the times those bags will have explosive compound. So it's really good to keep an eye on that, mainly due to the explosive compounds. Those are the main spots for synthesized fuel. So next we'll be going for oil runs. After you hit all the synthesized fuel spots, over here make sure you check this card as well. Sometimes there's a lot on that, and then you gotta avoid all these pops. Once you hit that cart, you can just vault up from this spot. If this isn't breached, you'll just breach it. If it is, then good for us. Come over here, go down this ramp, and now we start doing the oil runs. What the? That was rude. So it looks like this stuff was breached, but I will say, and we'll figure it out now, a lot of the time, these have a lot of oil, water pumps. It has containers, the chemical containers that are blue. You can scrap all those for oil. Let's see. A lot of the time I see this breached, and a lot of people leave the chemicals and the oil. So let's see. See, look at that. Water pump, left. So even if all this stuff is looted, there's a very high chance people don't want the stuff you want. One man's trash is another man's treasure. So just take a look at all these. Ooh, I'll take that. Go in here. We'll see if anyone took all the oil in here. Usually there's a lot in here, so I would recommend it. See, there are coolants. That's another one. I will say, if you do run through this and you need space, I recommend keeping the coolants, because if you scrap them, they do give you 2 oil and chemicals out of raid. Water pumps, I would say you can scrap more so, because they don't give you stuff that's important towards what you're farming for. Obviously, the chemicals are good for farming crude explosives, which is very valuable. A lot of the time, these containers do have crude explosives as well, but it seems like whoever looted this did take the crude explosives, but you'll find them in here as well. There you go. They didn't take that one, and I think we looted this already. Cool. So we'll go outside here, and I'll usually cut right, and then I will go into this and hit these 2 breaches. Always check that card over there. A lot of time it has oil. I'll hit these 2 breach spots, and a lot of time it will have things for oil or canisters. That's pretty common too. Springs is also another one. Pretty big. Nothing there. And then we basically, once we're done with that, we'll just hit all these spots and go through everything. It seems like a lot of this stuff was looted, unfortunately. But you'll find a lot of oil stuff to scrap in these containers. It did get hit, but I mean, you know, that's just the name of the game sometimes. Usually, even though those are hit, a lot of people don't hit the ones all the way over here. And then there's a lot more to farm. So we'll go ahead and breach this container here. Get a water pump. Uh-oh. Got hit. Let's see. Come on. Give me the oil. Uh-oh. It looks like somebody else is on oil runs. Gentlemen. Yeah, it looks like it got rinsed. That's okay. I'm not even going to loot that. So after you pretty much just check all those. Come over here. Sometimes there's little black duffel bags here when you look for explosive compounds. Canisters, don't really need it, but might as well. Water pump and springs, nice. You can scrap these for springs. Go up here. Hit all the containers this way. Well, it looks like everything got rinsed. But, I mean, regardless, you guys get the idea. These do have a lot of oil. And I would say vast majority of the time, the oil is not looted. This is actually one of the rare instances that it is looted. I feel like most of the time I see this stuff isn't taken. But even if it is taken, I mean, you can see, even with people taking some of the oils, they usually don't loot all of it. And you can leave with a decent amount. This little spot here, I swear, it's like a 90% chance to get a motor. Let's see if we get lucky here. Get a water pump there. Get a motor. One thing for the motor is if you scrap it outside of raid, it will actually only give you 2 oil. It'll give you some other resources, but since we're trying to farm oil, we're going to go ahead and scrap that in raid. Because outside of raid, it'll only give you 2. The other resources that it gives you isn't that important for this specific resource run, because we're using it for wolf packs or, you know, whatever, for explosive compounds or other things. Food explosives.
Hey, you guys have a
And I think we're good. We get this guy needs a defib. That's good. Let's help the homie out. Why not? Why not?
Oh my God.
Okay, well, that's pretty much it. I mean, there are a couple other spots that you can go farm. Like, for instance, if you do need chemicals and everything, which is the big one, you can go Seed Vault. Seed Vault has pretty much all the chemicals, all the seeds that you can buy chemicals from Celeste afterwards, and those are really, really good for doing, obviously, explosive compound runs. I mean, crude explosive runs if you do need that. So I'd recommend, usually you won't have enough space for that stuff. For the seeds and the chemicals once you've done the oil and the synthesized fuel run. So I would say, what does this guy say? Blueprint? No, sir, we don't. Pretty good on blueprints. I would say pretty much after that, you won't have any space for seeds or any chemicals. So ideally, that's going to be an entire separate run on its own. I would highly recommend doing the crude explosive. I mean, sorry, the synthesized fuel runs with the ore ones together. A lot of the time, you know, sometimes things aren't going to be perfectly looted. But even though, as you can see, that entire, like a lot of that stuff, literally half of what we were going to loot in, if not more, for the oil specifically, was already taken. And we still have a full inventory with the survivor augment. So that being said, let's see how much oil, even with it all taken, that we got. So right here, we got, boom. Let's see how much we actually got here. See, this said springs in raid. If you recycle here, 3 oil outside raid. So keep that in mind. Oh, I think some more oil actually ended up going into our inventory, unfortunately. So we can't see how much oil we really got. But regardless, I mean, we got 9 synthesized fuel off that run, which is equivalent to 9 trailblazers. Just off that one quick run. On top of, probably, I would say we probably ended up getting like 30 oil, realistically. Some of it went to the inventory. We could actually check right here. Because we didn't have... Yeah, so we might have only had like 1. I think we only had 1 oil, because I think it takes 2 to get what we wanted. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, we got exactly 30 oil. So yeah, even with all that stuff taken, we got 30 oil and 9 synthesized fuel in that short amount of time. And if you get it where it's untaken, you can leave there with like 45 oil in like 5 minutes, really. And then on top of the synthesized fuel runs is another 5 minutes. So you're looking at like around a 10-minute run max. And you can come out with 45 oil, a bunch of other springs, and 9 synthesized fuel. So that's 9 trailblazers. In an hour's time, you can farm crazy amounts of resources for these trials. So yeah, that's not it for the video. I don't want to drag it. I appreciate you guys watching. And if you guys do have any other resources that you want to know, what are the best routes for, what are the quickest ways to get them for trials, or just anything in general, feel free to comment down below. And I'll let you know what kind of runs I do for those specific things. Because I'm pretty confident I do have some pretty good runs and fast runs to get as many trial attempts as possible in the shortest amount of time without spending, you know, years and years farming resources. So, appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.